Hi there, a very good morning, good afternoon to all of you, and welcome to my channel Simply Stocks. And today I'm going to talk about a very interesting mobile advertising company, which is a larger small cap company, and that could give you a decent return over a 4, 5, 7 year time frame. That's what I believe in terms of numbers based on my experience. So let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should do that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. I'm not a member of the any NSC or BSC. I'm not a portfolio advisor officially. I'm just a retail investors, and whatever discussions I'm having is based on my experience over the last 12, 13 years in this market. And since I have been in this market for over a decade, I just wanted to share my experience with respect to the numbers and the stocks that are performing in the market. So kindly take that on note. Whatever you can say financial decisions you take is laden with risk, and the risk is attached with market. You can say movement. The market could go either way at any time. So before I talk about this company, here's a small request that kindly support me on Patreon. Once you do that, helping grow channel, help you also ask me questions, seek out answers in greater detail. With supporting me on Patreon, you can have access to my portfolio analysis on different companies, sectors. We have discussions on sectors and global markets, a global economic situation, and how does it impact the Indian stock market. You will have an updated watch list from time to time. After every couple of weeks, I'll update and put up the watch list, answer to all the queries that you would be having. So to make you understand on this company, let me take you to the screener website, and the stock that I'm going to talk to you about is FL India. Now, FL has been a very interesting company, and probably most of you would know about it. Incorporated in 1994, FL is a global technology company with a proprietary, you can say, consumer intelligence platform that transforms ads into recommendations, helping marketeers to make money over a period of time to build, you can say, consumer base, etc. And FL has been doing extremely well over the last decade in terms of how you can say their numbers have panned out. Even before listing, they have been doing well. It has been that over the last couple of years, numbers have dipped. So if you see, the market cap of the company is around 13,000, 13,600 crores. The stock is trading around 1,000 rupees, 1,020. Its 52-week high has been 1,300. So coming at reasonable valuations, but the stock has dipped because the numbers have not grown the way they used to earlier. 40-50% growth has got reduced to around 20% growth, but it is now stable around 20% the growth rate. And this is why the PE, which expanded earlier, has shrunk to around 50 times currently, and we'll discuss about it in a bit. In terms of PE, the book value is 110. It has an ROE of around 18-19%. So this is a company or a stock or something that could consistently give you returns over a period of time if the numbers continue to be in the manner that it is currently. Yes, we have seen that how over the 1 year period the stock has fallen. I mean, from November 22 at around being 1,300 or so, the stock is now down to 1,000 levels. But if you see here, around 900 or so, there's immense support. So I won't say that you go ahead and buy today and like that. Do your own analysis and then gradually get into the stock over this 900,000 band. Because if you see the numbers here, in September, what they did was 431 crores of sales versus 355 crores of sales in last September. So this was a growth of around a decent growth of 20%. If I say it was around 21-22% in terms of sales. In terms of margins, it remains stable at 20%. So in 87 crores versus 71 crores in operating profit, and eventually net profit is around 67 crores versus 60 crores. So it's pretty stable in that sense. So it's not that it's not growing, but the company is growing slower than what its PE suggests. PE being around 50, the stock should grow at around 25-30 times. Normally, whatever the PE of a stable company, a larger company, say more than 8,000, PE should be no more than, if reasonable, if you can say reasonable PE that you ought to buy is no more than double its growth rate. So if the growth rate of FL is around 20%, and I'm talking of sales growth rate here, 22%, then the PE should be around 44, 45. Now if you see FY24 numbers, because these 2 quarters numbers have come in and the EPS is around 10 rupees, I suppose that in FY24 they are going to produce an EPS closer to around 21 rupees or so. And based on that, if I say the PE should be around 42, so at 21 rupees, at 42 it comes out to be 888, 90 rupees. So again 10% decline from current levels are very good levels to get into FL. If there is a market correction, if there is some sort of decline in the market and the stock falls 5-7% from here, that's where you should one should really start accumulating this, because over a period of time the numbers should improve rather than go down from here. This is what I feel. I believe that if you look at a yearly run rate here in terms of sales, then we have seen in 21 they did 500 crores, then 1080 crores, then 1400 crores, and now it is now stabilizing from this year onwards, that it should be around, you can say 16 1700 crores, around 1650 crores or so, and it will continue to be like this probably for the next couple of years. So around 15% 18% growth rate is what we are looking at. And because of it being in the mobile advertising space, because of it being in a space which is a niche space, very few if any company listed in there, that's why the PE will not be 35 36, it should be closer to 45, around 45 46 or so. And that is where I feel that any 10% dip from here is going to be a very good buying opportunity. If you look at its a balance sheet, really virtually no debt, 1450 crores of reserves, with around 100 crores of borrowing, which has reduced over the last 2 3 years. If you look at their shareholding pattern, then also you'll understand that promoters hold around 60%. FII holding has reduced from around 16-18% in June of 21 to around 9.5%. So it has nearly levels, but DII holding has increased immensely from around 6.5% in that period to around 14.3%. So what has happened is public shareholding, which was around 17.5% in September of 21, has got reduced to around 16%. And even in that public shareholding, you will see that around 2.8, around 3% are with large investors or fund, etc. So what I'm seeing is that around 13.2% of the total, you can say total shares that are in the market, 13% is the free float, which is not big at all. And that is probably why large hands are holding the stock from a long period of time, that the stock has not fallen a lot, even with abysmal numbers, even with numbers being very tepid. So it got listed in August of 2019 at around 160 rupees. It became a big hero from 170 to 1500, and then shown it decline. So it became 1500 in that rally during the pandemic, and Jan 22 around 1480 1500 it topped out. And since then, over the last couple of years, the stock has been, you can say, declining and consolidating. So decent levels, I suppose that from a long term point of view, one can definitely accumulate. People have been asking me to put up videos on stocks which could be bought from 4 5 7 8 years perspective. This is one of them. And if you see the PE ratio during that big rally in Jan Feb 21, the PE expanded to around 140 144, and it's now got reduced to around 50 times. So it began with the PE being around 37, and that is what I'm saying, that on an average the PE should be between 35 40 to 50. So it's around 44 45 that I suppose the PE should remain, although average PE that is showing is around 68. I think around 45 would be very decent levels on a PE basis to buy the stock on to. Even if you see market cap to sales, it has now come down to somewhere around 8.5 times, and during that peak time it was trading at around 30 times sales and everything. So this is the kind of euphoria you see in stocks currently trading at 8.5 times, which is very reasonable for a stock in such industry. So that's the call on FL India. So that's the video on FL India this time around. So this was a video on FL India. Please like and subscribe my channel, hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post it, and kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.